I'm Brandon.
And I'm Jesse.
We're Cannabis School. Having cannabis-infused conversations
With everyday people,
cannabis companies,
celebrities,
and your mom.
welcome to the sesh.
So you were telling me that the gun laws have changed with cannabis. Is that right?
Supposedly, that the Supreme Court ruled that it was unconstitutional for them to declare a medical cannabis card holder or someone who consumes cannabis unable to hold a firearm.
Yeah, unable to operate a firearm.
Yeah.
Knowingly. But it's okay for them to go over there, suck down like a 12-pack of Bud Light and go fuck everybody up.
Well, yeah, or, an entire bottle of liquor, because cannabis is way more dangerous and harmful, and those people shouldn't be trusted with guns, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It could be worse. It could be a business that you call stirs.
Yeah, we cruised up to Salt Lake area, and there's a company that changes the way you eat cereal. And the way that they've changed it is by
Making
going
it
out
more
of
expensive.
business. But not having a very good business model, I can imagine.
Yeah, probably not.
Because maybe it's just me, but most people eat cereal because it's cheap and fast. Nobody's thinking, hey, making cereal at home is really too difficult. Can I go pay someone to do it for me? The 30 seconds that it takes to take out a bowl, pour the cereal in, and pour in the milk is really too much of a hassle.
I mean, it depends on your level of stoned. If
My
you're
arms are
naked.
broken. Yeah, but you have to get to
But
there
it's just,
first.
And understanding that is not a business that's going to make money. I mean, it doesn't make sense. What is it? I don't go somewhere to eat cereal. I mean, it's just not what I do. I don't go, dude, you know what I'd love right now? Some fucking Fruit Loops. And then...
I used to eat cereal when I was young, and, it's not been my jam for a while, so... But I know a lot of people still eat cereal, especially as, I'm sure, a good munchie snack.
Hmm.
Can't
go wrong.
Late night munchies, if you guys are up smoke. Ooh. What's your go-to munchie if you guys are puffing on
cereal.
stuff? No,
I typically do like fruits or veggies because I know I used to be like I could eat like a bunch of like dried mangoes.
You know, it's interesting. I was so Meredith that we had on our episode,
The Choa, yeah.
From the Face Your Shit, Kill Yourself. She's got a whole art thing on there, but we talked with her yesterday. She had endometriosis, and Emily just got her tubes cut. Some of them cut out, and they also removed endometriosis in there as well. And so they just were prescribing, the doctor's prescribing hormones and all these other medications and stuff now, and Emily's like, I don't know if I want to take it. It has all these other side effects and stuff. And I was like, well, I'm sure there's lots of options out there. We just have to look and see. And if it works for you, great. Let's see. So we talked to Meredith actually for a bit yesterday because she has a lot of experience in that, a lot of knowledge and just a lot of places that she could point us to. So sat down and talked with her, but it was interesting. I totally forgot about her story about when she had first smoked cannabis, because she had this really horrible reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Deathly horrible, that it was projectile from both ends.
Yeah.
It was like getting food poisoning kind of stuff.
Wow.
Just from inhaling it. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. And it just kind of made me laugh because I was like, holy shit. Yeah, everyone has such drastically different experiences with cannabis. I'm very thankful that is not mine.
Oh, dude, I got real like remember you told me like how you acted, like, just being silly, and you're young.
Yeah.
But for me, like when I had it, all of a sudden I got like really introspective and started writing poetry and shit. And that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I did that for like a week, and then I was like, yeah, I'm good. And thought that booze would be a better way to go. But, it was that one experience that I had later on that made me yak. And then after that, I'm just like, when I brought it back in, it was cool because I was so high every Saturday when I was mowing the lawn. Oh, dude, I was so high. I didn't dare do it inside.
I loved the beginning of it because I used to feel like really, really good.
Yeah, way
All
relaxed.
of my pain was gone. I was like floaty happy, walking around, just and now it's like I don't have that. Now I have like less pain, and I still feel like happy often, depending on the strain. But then there's also just times that I feel like, okay, I feel almost completely normal, you know?
Yeah, I know. I get that too. I mean, it's like the strain we're using today, like that. It's not super strong. It is a bit of a creeper, and plus I've been puffing on other stuff too.
We've also been using the Venti for it this morning, and I love the Venti. This is like the volcano to go.
Yeah.
So check out the link below. We'll have it. You can definitely check this out. This thing is fantastic.
Dude, it's super cool.
Love the battery life on it.
Airflow, how to clean it, everything. This thing is, dude, it's high end. Stores and Pickle have just super high end quality products.
They really do. And if you guys have any other ones that you love more than a Venti or Stores and Pickle, let us know. I'm very curious on that because so far we haven't found one that's better.
Oh, dude. I mean, there's a lot of really good ones. I really like Air Vapes. I really like theirs.
I love this. I liked Healthy Rips. I like X Vapes. I like Air Vapes.
I like X Vapes.
Like, I liked a lot of those. Venti, like the Stores and Pickle have just been just that
consistent
next level of quality. Like, the other ones are great. Love them. Fantastic products. But this is just like the step above that.
It cleans easy. I mean, you know, the Mighty is cool. The Mighty is very cool.
I like how I feel like you don't have to clean the Mighty as often, or it stays easier to pull through longer than the Venti. But you know,
no, it's just the airflow.
Just gotta clean it better because
that's direct.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like that a lot.
Oh, for sure. Man.
No, and speaking of that, dude, I started seeing some random shit on Facebook, man, because I still doom scroll every once in a while. It's usually like if I get too high, and for me, I still can get too high, but too high makes me absent-minded.
What's that?
Well, you don't get that, but sometimes I do.
What was that thing you said? Too high?
Yeah, too high. Like,
you have to what is this? What is this thing you speak?
Sometimes I don't want to be like that during the day. Sometimes I just want to be chill. This one made me almost like sleepy, and I'm like this, and I'm scrolling on my phone.
Yeah.
And I saw this. It kind of looked cool. It kind of looked really fucking stupid. It's a bong made out of bamboo, but then it has like the stem. And then you just have like a bamboo stem.
Okay.
And then there they have a spoon, a wooden spoon to put your bowl into light from. And it was just, it's wood.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, but I think about it, I've had a wooden pipe before, and it is very weird, very different to do. But
a wooden bong,
I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like because I feel like the water would soak into it. Even if you tried to rinse it out, you would just be stuck with way more of the flavor of, I wouldn't. I agree with you. I think that sounds like a horrible, horrible idea. If you guys have used a wood bong, what do you think? Like, is it a good decision? Like, it just seems like it would be a very porous substance. Yeah. It would just soak up way too much of whatever is in it.
And it doesn't matter how much ISO you run through it. That shit's still going to be, I mean, even... You know, it's like, it's testament to, like, you know, using Zep. Like, you always talk about using Zep for the bong. Like, that works so good compared to just trying to...
ISO and salt.
Yeah, raw dog in it. I mean...
I used to use ISO and salt all the time.
I still do with my glass bong.
I wasn't buying the 99%. I was just going to Costco, and they had, like, 70%. But I didn't think about it. I was like, I got rubbing alcohol and salt. And it wouldn't clean it super good, but when I have the 99%, like that stuff, it just pull anything off through it. It's fantastic.
Well, and that salt just acting as, because it's a mineral and that's an alcohol.
But
they won't.
You can't use salt or Zep in the George Jetson jet filtrations, just because of the rings.
You have to disassemble it. Is it dishwasher safe?
I don't know. I always just use 99% ISO on it. So I can clean it with just ISO. You just can't use, I think it said don't use soap even maybe. I read the instructions, so I've just followed it with ISO and that's it. But it's been a minute since we've read the instructions with it. But, once I do it, I just stick to it and then I don't question it. I'm like, all right, I know that this is what I do. So.
No, dude, I was just thinking about those photos we got from our last photo shoot. Dude, that was just funny as hell. I look so stoned.
So, I mean, we're going to put them up right now, and you'll see them as they scroll across the screen because we had such a great time. We got together, had a lovely photographer, and she came over and she took some fantastic photos for the new website, which should be up. So go check out Cannabis School Approved.
Yeah.
See if there's dispensaries near you on there that have signed up. If they haven't, when you go in, go, why aren't you guys on Cannabis School Approved? Excited for all the new shit with that coming, but I think the photos were fun. We had a lot of just a lot of fun with that.
Well, we smoked some Super Boof.
Oh yeah, that was Super Boof Day, huh? That was a great strain to do photos with. I don't know if you guys have tried Super Boof yet, but if you haven't, I'm not gonna lie, I think that might be my 2024 pick strain of the year.
Yeah.
I think that hands down has been my favorite strain and experience. For us, that was Super Boof from Dragonfly. However, I know even out here in Utah that I think there's been several other cultivars, probably 2 or 3 other cultivars that have grown Super Boof just here in Utah. So
yeah, but 2024 for me is Black Amber. Black Amber is still like one of my favorites. It's like the same thing with Super Boof, because Super Boof gives it's like another level above what Black Amber is.
Yeah.
But I also liked it quite a bit, even on its own.
You should be excited because next week, I believe we are getting a lot more Black Amber. So,
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's so awesome. I'm just trying to think of we just got done with the holidays.
What's been your 2024 pick strain of the year?
Yeah.
If you guys have had one that's just really stood out or just been like your favorite strain of 2024, let us know. Drop it in the comments below. Let us know what you've been smoking on, what really stuck with you, and what you were like, don't touch that. That was the worst strain of my life.
Yeah. And for all of our friends out there where you're getting swarmed with drones and UFOs, how high are you when you're looking at them, and what have you learned?
And why don't you pull out your camera and send us some videos and some photos?
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Of the drones, not your dick or something. Just the drone.
Brandon's
Jesse's hesitating. All right, send him dick pics and send
Brandon
me
wants the dick pic. I'm
drone.
just trying to take care of my friend here. He's just always like, ask for the dick pics. But no.
Jesse's got a little boy on his little devil on his shoulder.
Yeah, right. No, I was just thinking about that. What new strains are? Because I know that somebody's always Frankensteining some shit out there.
Oh, always.
I mean, maybe somebody. I know there's a lot of you guys who are home growers. What's some of the coolest shit you guys have come up with before? What strains have you mixed together? And
like homegrown custom.
Yeah. Homegrown customs, that should, dude,
that might take a bit of work. I would be really impressed if people are doing their own crossbreeding at home. I think fucking props to you.
I wouldn't
that would be I'm sure there's some amazing growers, but it's not as many people would be crossbreeding and creating genetics at home.
No,
but
no.
I think that I would love to see who of our audience is actually doing that, because that's a hell of an accomplishment for sure.
Well, it's like some of the strains that I was recently trying from Black Sheep and Find here in Utah. They were just I don't know, it's just weird. Their names were weird.
The strain names?
Yeah.
Okay.
Larry Cake.
Well, but it's
Cake Crashers.
I kind of makes sense though, because it came from Larry OG and Wedding Cake, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand that one. And Cake Crashers came from, again, a cake variant. And, oh gosh, I don't remember the other variant that it was with.
But one of them was really nice and chill. The other one was a little sleepy.
You know what I was disappointed to hear here in Utah? That law that they tried to, or the thing that they tried to push through of like, oh, we need to have our hand to be able to change strain names and stuff.
Oh yeah.
They've already done it. They've already impacted and changed strain names in the past year. So even like Evan Vickers and that Utah Cannabis Board has impacted and gone, no, we can't have that name. So that stuff that they've already tried to talk about,
They've already done it.
they've already been doing. Why is our legislature so ass backward that they do something and then they try and cover their tracks with something later?
Yeah, that's just CYA.
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
But wouldn't it be better to do it first instead of just trying to cover their tracks?
Yeah, but at the same time, I can see, like, I see that point, but I'm stoned right now, so I'm thinking differently.
Oh, like
so I'm just thinking, no, not like a politician, but it just being able to look at it from different, like, yeah, this sucks they've done this, but what advancements have we seen in cannabis because of those laws? People have developed some amazing ways to be able to grow. I mean, if they would have just continued growing it like they did back there in the 70s, it'd be totally different today.
Oh yeah,
we wouldn't have. But these are like, a lot of these guys were their own little pirates.
Nothing they did that they pushed changed that part of it.
No,
you know?
no. I'm just saying. No, I'm not saying it changed. Like, but it did impact it for them to be able to think, we got to do this differently. We got to figure out ways to keep the smell down. We got to be able to make sure that it's a quality grow and all this. Because, I mean, you knew the difference of having swag.
I don't honestly know that they changed anything as far as regulation goes, as far as quality goes or anything when they came in.
Not here in Utah. I'm just saying across the board.
Yeah, so I was just meaning here specifically, you know, because we've had a couple of those things that they've tried to change and put in recently, even with our ballot, the thing that they removed, and it was like, oh no, the Supreme Court ruled that was unconstitutional, so don't vote on that, but yet it still showed up in our ballots. You know, it's stuff that they do, but it was like covering their tracks on stuff they'd already done. And it was like, yeah, well, that was deemed unconstitutional because the thing you did was unconstitutional. So that's not valid, but, you know, they're trying to cover their tracks anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just that disappointing side of it to go, you know, seeing the same thing with the Utah Cannabis Board going, oh, so you guys are just the same as all the politicians here. You guys are doing the same things. You know, you treat it the exact same way. Oh, here's our medical thing that we're going to treat like it's a drug.
Well, and it's easy for them. I mean, just going from their standpoint and looking at the data, when you have a lot of people, which they don't consider the legacy market. That's why. They don't think of it's a big deal. But it is a big deal when the majority of people in the state that you have a program for don't buy the products here because either one, they can't afford it, or two, the medical cards are too fucking expensive.
Well, and if we're being honest, like, what percentage of your friends that are cannabis consumers do you know that are really going and buying all of their products from the pharmacies?
Mm-hmm.
I know one. Oh, shit. I know one person that buys most of their products from the pharmacy. Yeah. Everyone else buys at least probably half of their stuff from either out of state or legacy. And so it's just surprising to me that they haven't really figured out a better way to navigate actually bringing more of that clientele here, because we have the products, and we even talked about it before inside. It was like, you know, you were reading something because people were
bitching about the prices. Yeah,
pricing of flour, and like, oh, Dragonfly's too expensive or something. And we went and I bought an 1/8 of zero flour, which is Dragonfly grown, and it was $35 for the 1/8. Now, I've paid, and we talked about this, I paid $50 to $55 an 1/8 in California, in a certain section of California, because that's what you can get there. Same within Colorado. I've paid that exact same price for an 1/8 of flour, even in Denver, but it was higher quality.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it and I'm like, paying $55 for an 1/8 of flour it's not Denver in really dirt cheap pricing. It's not Oregon pricing, but it is a lot more normalized pricing.
Well, and that's where, I mean, it's going to be an argument of the THC is too low, man. Like, that's the reason why you're paying for a higher percentage THC in this state, is because of that reason, because they can bring up, because it shows a premium. You're going to feel more.
Well, that's what our clientele is been taught to buy, is well, I smoke these higher THC percentages, so you should get that because that's what the best experience is.
Yeah, but that just dulls the
Or
senses, man.
when we put it in the top top dollar budget, basically,
Mhm.
it's moving this product to the top shelf. Well, you want top shelf product. Well, the top shelf product equals what? Well, by what we're selling in the market and branding and labeling and showing everything, it's high THC. So even if we have people coming to us going, well, our purpose really isn't, and our focus really isn't high THC, it's all these other things. Well, then why is your store telling a different story? Because if really that's what you're trying to push, and you're talking about educating and stuff, I've not seen anyone do it. I've not seen them actually, even try and do partnerships to do education, because I understand there's a lot of times that they're like, oh, we can't dedicate or allocate that much time. I understand. What partnerships have you built to help do that education?
Or technologies. What technologies you
Yeah.
brought in? What kind of resources? And it's
'Cause
hard
it's
too.
all out there.
Well, but again, I mean, on the other side, devil's advocate, I'm looking at it going, well, would I even trust them to try and educate me? Because most of them are business people. Most of them are business people that get into the cannabis world.
But
Not
it's
all
not
of them are
them.
great grow
They could
people.
partner with other people who have that.
Oh, I
Like,
know.
There's always an opportunity or an option to do, but we've got, it's not a very collaborative
No.
industry, at least not here. Where
I don't know if it is.
is it
anywhere.
where you guys are? Because it
Yeah,
feels
are
like
you
it's
guys involved
very,
in something that?
very us and them. Our products, their products, not the cannabis space products, not cannabis as a whole, but it's always just our products and their products, like a generalization of everyone else's products and our products.
Yeah.
So there's never, I feel like, raising the bar as a standard, never like that. It's always just us and them. And maybe that's what it is where you guys are too, which kind of sucks because I feel like there's so much room in this space if we just don't fuck it up.
Meh. Gotta have those things. You gotta have the fuck ups. Right?
Well, because it always is.
Can't go perfect.
How many percent, what is realistically the percentage of businesses that succeed and stay in past year two?
Pretty low.
I think it was like 98% of businesses fail in their first 2 years.
Uh-huh.
So even looking at that, what is the percentage of cannabis businesses that are successful and stay past their first 2 years?
Well, I think California still has some of those, where you've got, and all over too. I mean, like the Cookies brand, they've been around.
They're
for quite
all
a while.
over. Yeah.
They've been around for quite a while. But that's the thing too. It's like these brands don't stay for very long because a lot of greed shit, right? Like MedMen.
Yeah.
MedMen was all. I mean, what a fucking awesome name too.
I thought it was great. Did you own one of their stores?
No, I've seen videos of their stores. They look very posh.
I actually really liked it.
Was it expensive?
No, that was the cheapest priced flower I found in the entire LA area that I was in then. I also found the dosist pen that vibrates and stops when it hits the dose per pull.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I was like, that's a fantastic, brilliant method. And I loved it. Like going in, I felt like shopping because they let me hold the products and walk around the store like I was at any other store. Like Target,
Cool.
Walmart. So then I was walking around with the stuff I wanted, thought I was going to buy. It looked like Apple Store because it had all walnut, beautiful displays of every
Wow.
product that I wanted to see out there. And then glass displays on the wall with that I could get stuff out of as well. So it was nice. It was clean. It was a great
They're
experience.
still around, aren't they?
I don't know. They might be. But
It wasn't too long where you were out there, right? Was it?
No, well, it's been 4 or 5 years. So it was
Time flies.
it was
I
a
had less
fantastic
white in my beard.
experience. Oh, it's insane to think about. Like my hair was so much longer than Emily and I had just been dating maybe a year, handful of months, I don't know. But it was a very I was really impressed. I think I got an entire ounce of flour for like 120. And it wasn't actually horrible flour. And I was surprised with that because it was California, and at the time, like I had also paid $55 for an eighth 6 or 8 months before that when I went out to Yosemite with Casey and Matt.
Dude, these look great. They used to be everywhere, right?
They were a lot more places, yeah.
So it's in LA, definitely. I love the branding.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was really impressed with it. But I know they had there's been several large MSOs that have had big, massive lawsuits. Well, I swear there was another one that closed. Like a really large MSO that either closed or...
Dude.
There was a celebrity-backed one, I think, that... Was it Jay-Z? I think it was Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I think there was Jay-Z-backed one, and he lost hundreds of millions. His initial investment of like 400 or 500 million, basically, he lost. And his company's basically lost so much value. And I was like, okay, but was Jay-Z part of the Diddy parties?
Yeah.
Because if so, then fuck him. Like, I hope so. I hope his company tanks and he loses it all. But if not, then yeah, then that sucks. But
dude, I'm looking at their flower on here. It's
MedMen.
Crazy prices, man. They're good prices.
Yeah, I was impressed because I had not been in LA before, at least to buy flower, and I was out there, and so I was like, okay, where do I go? And I was looking through pricing. I don't even remember where I found it because it took me forever to find a good dispensary there. There were so many just like really shitty looking hole in the wall ones. Looked like I might get stabbed walking in there and stuff. And I'm like, all right, cool. I don't have hobo stab insurance, so I'm gonna go somewhere else. And somehow I landed up on MedMen, and I was really pleased with it. So it's been a minute since I've had a disappointing dispensary experience as far as like out of Utah. Curaleaf was my last Utah disappointing one, but you have had actually several good ones.
Really good ones.
Which is fantastic. I think that's, like I said, it's not necessarily the name on the box that you're going to.
No.
It's the person behind the counter and the product that you walk away with. But I do sometimes, I'm also one to not give my money to a business sometimes because I really don't like who they are as a company. That I would rather take my business to any of their competitors just for that. But I don't have any brands that I am so against because of I don't know enough about their like who they are as a company to go, yeah, I wouldn't do that. To me, it's more about the quality, what goes into it, what the experience is for everyone at home, for me, for you, for everyone listening.
Yeah.
And so that's more of impact to me than like, yeah, sometimes the manager or the C-level people of that company might honestly be a bunch of fucktards. They maybe don't even use cannabis or have ever even touched it, and they might be just money grabbers. But the person across the counter from you who is helping you and giving you that experience and the product that came from a whole nother company or grower or someone who put love and care and that into it, like that might be very different. So, I don't necessarily hold like, yeah, I would never use their products because of that. It's just, I definitely love and support more of the ones who are in cannabis because they understand it, they use it, versus those who just, we've had so many talks with people like that, and it's like, oh, they don't use the products. They have no idea anything about it.
Yeah, and that's the part that I can't stand on. It was just what Brandon talked about, which is the customer experience is such an important thing. And if you don't give that great experience over there, that's a big reason why people won't return to it and to your dispo. But that should be common knowledge. And there's a lot of places that do really, really well with that. And there's others that you're just like, holy shit, like this sucked.
Yeah.
You're kind of a douchebag, and I get it. This is the job for you.
Yeah, to them it's just a job, but at the same time,
that's kind of like the people you meet at Walgreens. Not everybody over there is excited to give you their meds.
Yeah, but it's
just a job.
And And there's those people in every industry, whether it's one that you feel there should be passion or not. There's always going to be, but it's hard. And I understand that. It's hard to be passionate about life sometimes because life can just make you feel like shit. And so it can be really hard to be passionate about that sometimes. So I totally can understand, but it just sucks to see. I guess it sucks when you're incredibly passionate about it and you see that it's in a spot where so many people have like a make or break experience potentially.
Yeah.
And the person on the other side is there because there's a paycheck, and half the time it's like they're like, you can see that and they're not happy. Like, it's not the experience. There's not that real helping. Here's what you truly need. It's like, all right, it's going into Walmart and the person, is just standing.
Yeah, it's just transactional.
Their greeter even is just like frowning, standing there, staring at everyone.
I don't know if they have greeters anymore.
Yeah, they do it some. Probably the ones where people are happy.
Hey, Nara, just text. We're right over by him.
Hell yeah.
Want to head over there?
Yeah.
Let's go over there and we'll finish up this.
Yeah. And we can just close it out.
Yeah.
We don't even have to move yet.
Well, kids,
We're gonna hit the road.
got some thoughts there for you. Give us some feedback. We've asked you a lot, but we're just kind of thinking about, like, there's so many different things out there that we need to be exploring and talking about that you could help out a lot. So this has kind of been like an info dump and of a lot of things that we've been thinking about lately, and not thinking, because that shit hit me pretty good like halfway through. So I kind of started spacing a little bit. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Dude, honestly, I'm excited for 2025. This is going to be a whole new Cannabis School. Still the same old, but a whole new
Yeah,
Cannabis.
I'm going to be able to bring you guys a lot more.
So tune in next week. Go check out the website, and we love you guys.